and then it was a equipment malfunction. And I don't know where the common sense went, because obviously it's disgraceful from Shakib and Bangladesh if they want to play cricket like that. Obviously stoop down to that level. I think there's something wrong drastically.
Really strong, calls it disgraceful. It's just not cricket. That's what some will say. It's just not cricket, but it is. That's in the rules.
The rules.
You know,
That's cricket.
Rules are rules, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, John,
Yeah.
good to hear all that. Thank you very much indeed. 6:41.
Now, she is a double Olympic gold medalist and three-time 800-metre world champion. But Castor Semenya is no stranger to controversy.
She was born with what are called differences of sexual development, meaning she can't compete without taking testosterone-reducing drugs.
Well, now she wants to hold World Athletics to account, and her discrimination case has been referred to the European Court of Human Rights for a final ruling. Castor spoke to me about her fight for people who are like her.
Semenya is away and gone. Looks behind, has got the gold medal sewn up in the bag. All of the controversy put behind her as she strides towards the title.
Castor Semenya, welcome to BBC Breakfast. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm doing great, fantastic.
How important has it been that you have been so brutally honest? Because the book is really honest.
I think it was a high time to educate, the world about differences that we have in the world as human. That, as human we differ. It has been a rough ride, but you have to keep believing in what you're doing, keep believing in the fight that you believe is right.
At what point did you realise you might be different?
I would say from age 5, I always knew that, I'm a different girl. I like, different kind of things apart from, my peers. Actually, I like, wearing shorts, I like wearing trousers. I don't like skirts, but I like playing soccer. And as well as like, playing with boys. But my identity, I never forgot. I knew who I was,
I think, was it 2009 when you won the African Junior Championships?
Yes.
People started talking about your gender right then. What did they say?
My coach, started telling me, I have a bad feeling that there's a lot of talks, but I'm young, I don't care. And only to find out that, there's been questions. I know that it was coming from, Australian media and stuff like that. And for me, since from that day, I started to say, you know what, I'll live my life. I'll fight for what I think, is right. And I believe in myself. I know I'm a woman. Anything that comes along with it, I accept it, you understand? Because at the end of the day, I know I'm different. I don't really care about, the medical terms, what they tell me, my testosterone, being born, without the uterus, being born with internal testicles. Those don't make me less a woman. It's just the differences that I was born with, and I embrace them.
OK, we have a statement from World Athletics that I'm going to read to you. They say this: World Athletics has 15 years of data, observations and information directly from DSD athletes in our own sport that show that high testosterone levels do provide an unfair advantage in the female category, and that our guidelines on testosterone thresholds are necessary, reasonable and proportionate in our aim to protect the integrity of the female category. So they're saying that their guidelines are necessary, reasonable and proportionate.
They may say whatever they want to say. At the end of the day, the fact remains the same. What they say is nonsense.
Do you have any sympathy for people who might be confused?
Yes, of course. I do have sympathy for people who are confused about this, allegations, I will call them, and, whatever such, arrogance and negligent. They have been, misleading. They've been telling us wrong things. They've been giving us wrong information. That 15 years, what data? Who's the subject?
So when you say there isn't any research, what do you mean by that? Do you mean there's no research on people who might have the same condition as you, or is there no research on women? What do you mean?
No, I mean overall, there's no research about whether high testosterone play a role. My point is, if there's a threat, I repeat, why can they run as fast as men?
Do you think, as a woman with differences, that's your phrase, as a woman with differences, do you think you do have an advantage physically?
There are no physical advantages. There are no physical, gains. At the end of the day, what I know is that testosterone does not play any role.
And here comes Castor Semenya, past them all.
If women's sports is being respected, why is men regulating the sports, not women? Is that really important issue for us women? Why isn't us as women decide what is right for women?
What's your future?
What I want to do is that to pave the way and make sure that each and every young girl out there is treated well. Their rights are being treated the way they're supposed to be. Human rights come first. They need to be treated with respect and dignity. That's what I fight for. For me, I've played my part as an athlete. There's nothing left for me on the track.
Castor Semenya, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My goodness, the book is incredible. It's brutally honest about some of the things that she went through during her career. And now, of course, she wants to pass on all of that experience and knowledge that she has. And she's got really successful coaching academies in Africa, bringing new athletes through all the time.
Fascinating chat. It was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Right, it's just after 7:15. Carol's got the weather for us this morning. It's a little bit calmer than it was a week ago, isn't it?
Thank goodness, John. Yes, it's actually nice to be able to smile again in the morning and not be talking about weather warnings and stormy conditions, because today's forecast is quite different. As John mentioned there, we're looking at sunny spells and some scattered showers. Now, on the satellite picture, you can see the cloud associated with the showers, but we've also got this menacing area of cloud in the Atlantic. This is an area of low pressure and it's got various fronts attached to it, and it's coming our way tonight, bringing some wet and windy conditions. But ahead of it, you can see this transient ridge of high pressure. So although we start with some showers, some of them will ease off through the day. So the showers across Northern Ireland, Scotland and Northern England, drifting eastwards through the day. Not all of us will catch one. And for Wales in the southwest, the showers easing through the day as well. But there'll be quite a bit of dry weather, quite a lot of sunshine, particularly in the northeast and the southeast. And these are our temperatures, 9 to 13 degrees. Now, it's going to be a chilly start to the evening and overnight period, but as that clutch of fronts come in, you'll notice the cloud will build, and then we've got the rain coming in, and around this rain band we're also looking at gusty winds through the Irish Sea and also the English Channel. So temperatures will actually rise as we go through the course of the night. So by the end of the night, for example, in the west, we're looking at overnight lows, 9 to 12 degrees, but ahead of the weather front, still quite chilly in eastern areas. Tomorrow then, we start off with the rain, and it could be heavy across the hills of northwest Scotland, northwest England, and that rain will continue to drift steadily eastwards through the course of the day, dragging its heels in terms of clearance across the far southeast and the far northeast. But behind it, a lot of dry weather, a fair bit of sunshine, but some blustery showers coming in across western Scotland and Northern Ireland. And it will be a cooler day across Scotland. So here some of the showers will have some hail in them and some winteriness down to about 600 metres or so. Then as we go through the rest of the working week, we're looking at sunshine and showers. There is some rain in the forecast coming in from the southwest on Saturday. But during the course of Thursday, we hang on to that scenario of sunshine and showers. A lot of them will be in the west and also the south. Some of them will be heavy and thundery. Blustery winds in the southwest and also through the English Channel. Temperature-wise, 8 to about 12 degrees. So temperatures will have slipped a bit by then. Heading on into Friday, well, we've got low pressure still with us, but it's drifting eastwards. Here's the centre of it. So we're looking at some showers coming down the North Sea coastline, some of them coming in across the west as well. In between, a lot of dry weather and temperatures 8 to about 11 or 12 degrees. And then as we head on into Saturday and the weekend, at the moment, and there is a little bit of difference between some of the models that we use, it looks like we could well have some rain sweeping in from the southwest and pushing northwards. But I'll keep you posted on that as we go through the rest of the week, Sal and John.
Let's hope they can all agree in the end. Carol, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Now, this might be weather related because getting stuck in the mud might sound like a childhood game, but along parts of the Lincolnshire coastline, people are being warned to look out for shifting mud and avoid getting stuck.
The RNLI says more than 60 people have been rescued this year after becoming stranded on the beach in Cleethorpes, as Crispin Rolfe reports.
Right, here we go.
Stuck in the mud, a perennial problem for the emergency services in Cleethorpes.
There is signs saying about mud shifting, this, that and the other. The people sometimes just, even if it's signed, they're just oblivious to it sometimes.
It's always been like that. We've always had sinking sand.
Plenty of signs, absolutely brain dead if you ask me.
And yet this is their latest rescue, at what the RNLI says is the beginning of one of its busiest periods.
Yeah, outside of the summer season, the mud doesn't go away. There's